for judge to see him.
We'll let the judge tell him.
Mama, come here. Yeah. Huh? What? Now she crying.
Gonna be all right?
That's what I came over.
Hmm.
Outside for this.
Yes.
But I hear rain and cry.
All right, this call is number 2020-22679. In the interest of Raylan Doe, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Sir? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am? 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 Miss Marshall,
Yes, sir.
did you answer?
Yes, sir.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Attention, ma'am? Are you paying attention?
Sir?
Are you paying
Yes.
attention?
Yes.
You didn't answer.
I said yes, sir.
All right. Now, please state your name and your relationship to the child. Ma'am.
Raven Marshall, and I'm her mother.
All right. Sir?
My name is Dravion Doja, and I'm her father.
All right. And for the state?
Marcella Turner.
And we have an original petition and a suit affecting parent-child relationship with an acknowledged paternity.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Turner, and we're having a hearing. Do we have any stipulations?
No, we do not, Your Honor. The only other issue is that this will be a hearing for temporary orders.
What orders? I'm sorry?
We're asking for temporary orders.
Temporary orders. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's proceed.
At this time, the state would like to call Ms. Marshall. Ms. Marshall, what is the name of the child before the court today?
Raylan Doja.
And how old is she?
2.
And who does she currently reside with?
Ma'am?
Who does she currently reside with or live with?
Me.
And how long has she lived with you?
2 years.
And during those 2 years, who has primarily provided for the day-to-day things for the child?
Me.
And who has primarily taken care of the day-to-day concerns regarding the child? Who primarily
Me.
who primarily makes the day-to-day decisions regarding the child?
Me.
And does Mr. Dozier ever contact you in regards to her general welfare?
No.
Okay, has he ever attempted to exercise any decision-making rights in regards to this child?
No.
Who typically takes the child to doctors and dentist visits?
Me.
Has Mr. Dozier ever done any of those things? Has he ever taken the child?
Yes.
Yes, how many times?
Once.
Once. And when was the last time that Mr. Dozier saw the child?
December 2019.
And did he pick her up?
No.
Okay, so for how long did he see the child?
I want to say a week.
How has the child ever spent the night with Mr. Dozier?
Yes.
And how many times has she done that?
Uh, like just by herself or like
Herself.
all to a couple times.
And did she come back unharmed?
Ma'am.
Did she come back unharmed?
Yes, besides the incident that I told you about.
Okay, well.
Wait a minute, Ms. Turner. Did I hear you say, ma'am, that he's only visited the child one time?
No.
Oh, how many times has he visited with the child?
He haven't seen her since last year, but prior to that, he was seeing her, off and on due to everything that we had going on. So, just here and there, off and on.
All right.
Okay, so
Go ahead, Ms. Turner.
All right.
Okay, so I have proof.
Mr. Dozier, Mr. Dozier, we're in a trial right now. We're in a hearing. You can't just anytime you want, okay? You got to wait until your question is asked or until I ask you to say something, okay? You understand that, Mr. Dozier? Mr. Dozier, do you understand that?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
And Ms. Marshall, do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Dozier having overnight visitation with the child?
Yes.
And why?
Due to the things that he do.
And what things are those?
He does drugs. He smoke weed.
Has he
He
ever?
sells.
Hey,
Ma'am.
I'm gonna call my mom.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Mr. Dozier,
Yeah,
Mr.
I don't
Dozier.
He
understand
smoke
this.
weed.
Mr. Wait a minute.
sells
Mr.
weed.
Dozier, Mr. Dozier.
Excuse me, I'm muting myself. Excuse me, I'm muting myself. I'm currently about to call and see if I can get my my lawyer on the line active too, because I'm I mean y'all can keep going with the hearing though. I'm listening, but I'm currently about to call and get my lawyer on the line.
Mr. Dozier, we're in the middle of trial here. Now, we've started a trial. You can't speak just whenever you want to. This is a trial. This is not Judge Judy. Understood? Do you understand me, Mr. Dozier?
I heard what you said, but I don't understand what you mean by this is not Judge Judy.
It's not, in other words, you can't just talk whenever you want to and argue with each other and all that. This is a trial.
I didn't argue with nobody. I didn't say anything to anybody.
You were saying something in the middle of Miss Marshall's answer. You were saying something in the middle of that answer. You have to be quiet.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out when is it going to be my turn to tell the actual truth, because we just swore to not lie on the oath.
All right, sir, you're going to have an opportunity. This is a trial. You're going to have an opportunity to ask her questions. You're going to have an opportunity to present evidence. You're going to have an opportunity to make a statement. All right, do you understand that? But not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. All right. Go ahead, Ms. Turner.
Thank you. Ms. Marshall, you were stating what type of things does Mr. Dozier do that give you concerns regarding the child spending the night?
The drugs and the people that he be around.
Has he ever done drugs in front of the child or while he had the child night?
Yes.
And you said something about the people that he's around. What do you mean by that?
They officiate with guns and stuff like that, and it's 2020, life too short. I don't want her around that.
Okay. And have there ever been any instances of family violence to take place between you two?
Yes, throughout the whole relationship from 2017 to 2019.
Okay, and what happened on at least one or two of those occasions?
Ma'am,
What happened on at least one of those occasions?
fighting, him putting his hands on me, busting windows, kicking my door off the hinges, dragging me outside through puddles of water, a lot of stuff.
And did you ever call the police out on any of those incidents?
Yes, ma'am. I have multiple police reports right along with the restraining order.
Okay. And so was he arrested on any of those occasions?
Yes, 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the one from 2018 and then one from 2019.
And so you just previously stated that you had a restraining order, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know whether or not that restraining order is still active?
It should be.
Okay. And do you recall what was in that restraining order? Did it have you as a protected individual or you and the child?
Yes, for me and my daughter.
And could you tell the court exactly what led up to why the court decided to issue a protective order for you and the child? What incident took place?
He left outside on the porch while I was at work by herself.
And what happened?
In the rain.
What happened? Who was there? Who was there to get the child if she was left on the?
My neighbor.
Okay. So specifically, how did you find out that the child was on the porch?
My neighbor called me.
Okay. And do you know whether or not Mr. Dozier is currently employed?
I'm not sure. I just know that he sells drugs.
And does he have any other children?
No.
And do you have access to private health or dental insurance through your employer?
Yes.
You have private health insurance?
Oh, no.
Okay. So that you don't have that, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And what type of visitation, if this court were seeking to, or if this court decided to order visitation, what type of visitation would you be proposing the court order?
Visitation with my brother or my aunt.
So by saying visitation with your brother or your aunt, are you referring to supervised visitation?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Dozier, you have any questions for her?
I'm actually seeing, is it gonna be my turn to start telling the truth, showing screenshots of what's actually going on, what's being told, who's being threatened, the weed, where is that coming from, my child being misplaced, that has never happened with me.
Mr. Dozier, did you hear my question? Do you have any questions for her? She's on the witness stand. Marshall, she's on the witness stand and you have an opportunity to ask her questions right now.
So, Raven, what do you have the date when I left my child at your apartment? Which apartment? What was the address? I'm trying to see when was that? When did I leave on the porch? We're gonna start that.
All right, that's a question. That's a question. Okay, Miss Marshall, can you answer that question?
Yes, sir. I was staying in Haverstock. We were staying in Haverstock apartments, and it was it was around August, the month of August. I was working at the airport. He was watching her at his sister's house. His sister also stayed over there, and he was texting me, telling me to come get her because he had somewhere to go. And at the moment I was at work, I couldn't, leave work. It was nighttime, it was raining, and my mom wasn't there. So he left her on the porch, and my neighbor called me.
All right, you have another question, Mr. Dozier?
Okay, Your Honor. Okay, Your Honor. to that incident, actually, I never left my child on the porch.
Sir,
brought my
I am
child around
not, sir, listen to me. You're not listening to me.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna let you make a
So I'm trying to
statement.
see where's the equal right.
I'm gonna, wait a minute. I'm gonna let you make a statement. I'm gonna let you're gonna be examined by the Attorney General. But right now, Ms. Marshall is on the witness stand and you are representing yourself and you can ask her some questions. We'll get to the part where you say what you want to say later, okay? Have any further questions?
Okay, so it's nothing further that I need to talk about. I'm trying to see how can I end this and just take this up with my lawyer in court, because this right here, this is not really it's not an equal dispute. Like right now, it's really like I'm just being told what I did, and then I get to ask a question about whether I did. Well, I don't even get to ask a question whether I did it or not. It's just I get to ask a question. Like,
So do you agree that she
so it's like
managing conservatorship temporarily and the
no,
support and that you got modification?
no.
Okay, so we're in trial. So you can either ask a question or you can, move on.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm knowing how this is gonna go already.
You have any more questions? For her?
Yes, I actually do.
Okay.
So you don't be so you said I smoke around my daughter. You know that has never happened. If you do, I need you said that I don't be taking care of her and I don't be watching her. Okay, so I need that proof, because I got proof that you just let her burn some noodles in the microwave.
Sir, do you have a question? I'm not asking you to make
No, I don't. Move along.
Okay.
Move along. You can move along.
All right, I'm gonna let you say something, that you want to say later on.
I don't even want to talk about it no more. Later on can end. I'm trying to end this right now. You can say what you're gonna say. I'm gonna hear what you're saying. Then after that, I'm gonna just go about it with my lawyer, because
Okay, that's fine. You'll have an opportunity at the final hearing. If you can hire a lawyer, your lawyer can come with you or be with you at the final hearing.
Open the court up then, because this right here, I ain't with it. I ain't with the virtual. Open the court.
All right, this is temporary hearing, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Turner.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would like to call Dozier. Mr. Dozier, you muted yourself. Mr. Dozier, the state is calling you as a witness now. Mr. Dozier, when's the last time you saw the child?
I just let me go through my pictures, that way I don't get this mistaken. I just had my child in February.
Is that February of this year?
February of 2020, ma'am.
And how long did you have the child?
I had my child since January. She dropped her off. I told you that already too.
Okay, so are you stating that you had the child in January of February, or could you explain a little bit further?
Yes, ma'am. I had her in January.
And what type of visitation are you asking this court for?
I'm asking, this is all I'm doing. I will agree to pay the little $300 as long as I get my normal rights that I have been getting.
Listen to the question, sir. Listen to the question.
What type of visitation, Mr. Dozier, are you asking this court for today?
I'm asking for equal. What were the exact words that you said? You said that they're called what rights? They're called equal what rights? Equal custodial rights.
Mr. Dozier, I'm asking you what type of visitation would you like? Would you like overnight visitation?
I would like overnight, over months. Like I have had her for months.
Okay. Now, Mr. Dozier, have you ever participated in the decision making when it comes to the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken the child to doctor's appointments?
Yes, ma'am. I have pictures of that too.
And how often do you do that?
I do that whenever she tells me that she's not able to make the appointments.
Okay. And so you're aware of who the child's dentist and doctor is and all of, you've been pretty involved with that?
That's what I was just telling you, man. Whenever we were in the breakout room,
objection,
I've been, ma'am.
Have you been pretty involved? Have you been involved in the child's life? Would you say you've been involved in the child's life?
She was blocking me on purpose so that I can't tell them that I had my child.
Mr. Dozier.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have not been able to. She had been
blocking me and not responding to my call.
So when's the last time you saw the child?
I saw my child in February. I told you that was the last time.
Okay, so prior to that, were you able to see the child and visit with the child?
Yes, every time that she felt that she didn't want my child. Yes.
Okay, so have you been involved consistently, would you say, with the
Yes.
child? Okay.
Yes.
And are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
When's the last time you were gainfully employed?
I told you around January 16th.
Okay. And are you currently looking for a job?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you support yourself right now?
I told you livestock.
And how often do you do that?
Like once every month.
And do you live alone or do you live with someone?
I live with my mother.
And do you have access to private health or dental insurance?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Dozier, have there ever been any incidents to take place between that maybe turned physical or verbal between you and Ms. Marshall?
You're speaking on anytime. Yes, ma'am. In 2018 or 17.
And what happened?
Basically just, the state is gonna take, they're gonna take the male, especially if the female is saying that she feels at home. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Listen to the
They took me to
question.
jail, ma'am, and then
Listen to the
they
question.
took me to
Mr.
jail, and
Dozier.
then they took me to jail 3 months prior from that. She signed an affidavit and told the family law court that it was a mistake and that she didn't mean to say that or something like that. An affidavit, basically. She was in agreement to an affidavit.
So what happened leading up to that? What caused that to happen?
Just not mutual understanding. We never just have a lot of mutual understanding. So it's a lot of arguing and like things said here and there, and then she just called the police.
Did it get physical?
Ma'am?
Did it turn physical? Did
No.
the incident turn?
As far as pushing goes, that's about it. But it has never been punches in the windows and all of that. That has never been. No, ma'am.
And do you do drugs?
No, ma'am. I actually don't. I just recently took a UA for Academy Distribution Center. So I'm not understanding where that's coming from.
And do you sell drugs?
No, ma'am. I told you I actually deal with livestock.
Have you ever had the child around drugs or people with guns?
No, ma'am. We'd be around guns, ma'am. I'm not understanding where that's even coming from.
Okay. And have you ever harmed the child or had the child in harm's way?
No, ma'am. I love my child to death. I'm not understanding where this even coming from, even my child anywhere.
Okay. Have you ever left the child on the front porch alone?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Why would I leave her on the front porch if I took her to court with me when I've had active cases and her mother was supposed to have?
You said when you've had active cases, you've taken her to
yes,
court?
Yes, ma'am. She January 23rd, the exact date, I have took her to court with me. I had to take her to court with me because her mother told me that she had to work.
No further questions for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Marshall, do you have any questions for Mr. Dozier?
No.
All right.
Your Honor, I have one more question for Ms. Marshall. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask her something. Could I recall her shortly?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Marshall, do you have safety concerns with Mr. Dozier having access to your address? Knowing exactly where you live?
Yes.
And is that due to
Yes.
things that you previously testified to?
Yes.
No further questions for the witness, Your Honor.
Does he know where you live now, ma'am?
No.
Yeah, and so how does he visit with his child?
He doesn't.
She don't let me.
Well, he said that he was with the child in January or February. Is that correct?
He seen her out, like he don't know like what apartment number I stay in, what apartment I stay in, but he know the apartments. He seen her outside the apartments complex.
She hasn't stayed with him?
Ma'am, sir?
She has not stayed with him? I think he said that she stayed with him in January and February.
No, the last time he seen her was December. I was staying in Haverstock, and then I recently moved to where I'm at now.
And if you're asking for supervised visitation, is that correct?
Yes.
And who is supposed to supervise this visitation?
My aunt, Tamika Marshall.
Mr. Dozier, do you know her?
Yes, sir, but I'm really not understanding why is that even being set up right now when I just had my child in January. January 23rd and 24th, I had her.
That's a lie, Miss Marshall?
Yes.
You're under oath.
Okay, so sir, can I show you a picture right now, sir? Is it okay if I flip the camera and show you the picture, sir?
Sure. It's fine.
Sir?
Fine. How are we going to do that?
I have no idea.
I'm going to show you right now, sir. I'm going to show you right now, sir.
Okay.
January 23rd, sir. This is my court day, sir. This is me dressing my child up in clothes that I bought her. I asked her mother for the food stamp card. She didn't want to give me that.
I see that. I said, all right, Miss Marshall. There is a January 23rd date. There's a baby, right?
That's a phone. I don't recall that.
Okay.
Oh, but
So
is that the baby? Is that the baby, ma'am?
Yes, that's my daughter.
Well, I mean, do you doubt that's what he saw her that day?
I'm just saying I don't recall that. The last time I recall him seeing her was December when I was staying in Haverstock.
22nd, sir.
There's another January 22nd picture of the baby.
Yes, sir.
So, Miss Marshall, that's not real?
I don't recall that him having her.
Hold on, sir. The 24th, sir.
There's January 24th picture. That's not real?
It can, that's a phone. It can be in the phone. You know how iPhones, I'm not sure, but I don't recall that. I recall him having her December. That's the last time we've seen her.
Your Honor, just to point out, I don't believe the years on those pictures were shown. I think it was just the dates.
Oh, no. It says January 2020.
Okay.
And then I also have text messages from her threatening me. I also have videos of her coming to slash my mother's tires. I'm trying to see where was my child at 3 o'clock in the morning when you were able to come slash tires. What was my child at about a week ago when you let her burn noodles in the microwave? How was a 2-year-old even? Well, she was 1 at that time. How was a 1-year-old even able to even have the advantage to even get up there where a microwave sits to even put a pack of noodles in there dry?
She a child. I'm not
How did she get to the microwave?
The microwave is on the counter.
I'm not going to enter any orders here. I don't know who's telling the truth or who's lying here. I'm going to read.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to transfer this case to the 309th District Court. Now, you got a date?
Look at this, though, sir.
Your Honor,
this says he really put my baby in time out.
Your Honor, would the court consider at least setting some cash medical support temporarily?
She's a child. She's supposed to be in timeout.
Well, no, because I'm not going to make any orders regarding conservatorship.
Okay.
Now, this is being recorded. Understand that, correct?
Yeah.
You understand that, Mrs. Dozier?
Huh?
You drive your car?
Mr. Dozier, you understand this is being recorded, right?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Marshall, you understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
So the district judge is going to look at this, and if there is other type of evidence, district judge is going to see who's lying about this. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, would the court be willing to consider doing a order for mediation along with the referral to district?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Hmm. Say give her ABC. ABC. There we go. That is not your.
In my phone, I don't see it.
Hmm.
All right, we're waiting for a court date from the district court.
On TV.
And DRO mediation is ordered. Turner.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh yeah, excuse me, sir. I also have a screenshot of the mother saying that my baby has to that she would give her away for $500. I mean, give her away with $500 along with the EBT card.
Sir, I'm not listening to this case, okay? I'm not going to make any orders in this case, so I'm not going to hear anything that you have to say about it, or that she has to say about it, or that the Attorney General has to say about it. I'm transferring this case to the district court.
I put her in timeout right in the corner. He told him that. That's what you're supposed to do to a child. When I moved over here, December.
All right, this matter is reset to July 28th, 2020, and the 309th District Court DRO mediation is ordered.
July what day? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
28th.
Oh, I've had my baby, I ain't able to talk. I gotta tell them that.
Thank
All
you, Your
right.
Honor. May I be
On the
excused?
15th.
Yes.
Okay.
What's today?
Miss
It's,
Miss Marshall.
excuse me.
Miss Marshall.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Dozier, just wait right here for a second, okay?
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
About that court date, I'm gonna be in the hospital.
Oh.